So right here we have Sonya and Stef, and they came through and bought a property from us off market. We wholesaled this property to them at a price of around $500,000, and the after renovation value was almost $1 million. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna go out there, they're gonna renovate the property. They bought it from us for about $500,000. They're gonna invest some money into fixing it and then sell it for around $1 million. Do you think you guys would have been able to find a deal that far below the after renovation value on market on the MLS?
No,
No.
Definitely not.
yeah, not happening.
Buying wholesale is definitely, it makes that spread a lot bigger.
Right. Absolutely. And so I guess buying wholesale for everybody that doesn't know is when you buy a wholesale property, it means that it's off market. It's not listed with real estate agents. And there's people like me that go out there. We get homeowners to agree to sell us the property for a discounted price, a wholesale price. We analyze the numbers, we make sure it is a good deal, a profitable deal. And everybody on my team who helps me analyze the deals, we're all flippers as well. We're renovators. And so we analyze the deal and then we bring it to people like Sonya and Steph to assign it to them, and we make an assignment fee and then they get a great deal out of it. But when you're buying off market, it's a little bit different than buying on market because it's not listed with a real estate agent. So how was it dealing? Was it your first off market property?
Yeah.
Yes. It's actually
Yeah.
our first flip.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
our first full
Mhm.
flip. So yeah, it was a big step. It was great. You know, the whole process dealing with realtors sometimes is very cumbersome. You
Right.
know, the jargon, dealing with you was great. It was straightforward. It was easy. The numbers made sense. Everything just kind of fell into place, really.
And buying off market, you get less competition. So
Yeah.
you're
Right.
dealing with 12 other people looking at the property instead of, 1,000 people looking at a listing on MLS.
Yeah.
Right. That's a
So
big difference. Off market.
Mhm.
So when a property is listed on the MLS, it's listed at retail value. And you have, if it's in Ontario, you probably have 30,000 flippers looking at the same property.
Right.
So what are the chances that you're going to get a good deal?
And the
Um,
off market, what was great about it with the ARV, when we had your ARV,
yeah.
as well, and then when we had to go get the appraisal, the as is appraisal actually came in, I think, 118,000 over. So we were able to use that as well to our advantage.
So basically, when you bought the property off us, what was the purchase price? Do you remember?
Well, the purchase price was 555 with the
555.
assignment fee included.
Right. Okay. And the appraisal was actually like $118,000 above that. So without doing anything to it, you bought it and you made $118,000 of
Right.
equity on the buy.
Correct. Mhm.
So where has anybody ever found something like that on the MLS or with a real estate agent?
Not without
Yeah,
a bidding war.
that's right. That's true.
But
Yeah.
well, that's what happens. Have you ever seen when basically you see a property on the MLS and you think, what a good deal I'm gonna get, and you're already planning out everything you're gonna do with it, and then sure enough, you call the agent and they say, oh, we're accepting offers. And what that
That's
means
right.
is they price the property low to get a lot of people bidding on it, and by the
Mhm.
time the bidding war starts, it ends up not being a great deal to the person who buys it.
Or you
So,
call your realtor and they say, "Oh, it's already sold on
Conditional.
conditionally,"
right.
There's
and then
no point because they don't want to show it to you anyway.
no, because somebody made a bully offer and you've lost out before you even started.
Right. But when
Yeah.
we did it with you, so it was your first wholesale deal, you got it far below the as is appraised value, got some equity there. How was the process? How did you feel throughout the process of actually getting it closed? Being supported and that sort of thing throughout the closing process.
Oh, it was
It was
wonderful.
great. I mean, you were there. We had a question. We call you. You were great. Everything. It was pretty seamless.
Yeah.
Once, looking back on it and everything else. I mean, for our first deal, we didn't have that apprehension or that fear of, oh my God, or, I mean, there's always some things that you're like, oh, hold on or whatever. But, you know,
Like with a regular sale, you would have questions and you could call the realtor, but then sometimes you can't get a hold of them because they're in the office, or you can't get a
Right,
hold of the lawyer because it's not Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. But we could
right.
call you at any time. And it was, we called you, what was it? Boxing Day, I think. And
Or
we got,
Christmas
Was
Eve,
yeah,
something,
Christmas Eve.
I don't know, or something.
And, and
Yeah,
we,
how's it going?
so it was
I
very
do.
personable, and it was very seamless. And if there was anything that, because there was a big learning curve, going from traditional sale to a wholesale deal, there was a lot of unanswered questions that thankfully you were able to answer for us in a
Right.
timely manner.
And when not knowing, I mean, I know our real estate agent, when we did ask her questions, almost lost it for us, right?
Mhm.
Because of the things that was happening. And then we've learned that, and we've,
Mhm.
and everything else now. So it's good.
And then our lawyer almost lost it on us, but then we were able to make sure that
Well,
we
almost lost your money.
So, so,
dotted the
so
T's and or
So
dotted the I's.
I'll unpack that a little bit. So what you're saying is basically we were there. What we do, what we specialize in is actually hand-holding beginners and helping them get through the process so that we can show them step by step what they need to do. So when they come to buy a property from us, it's not like they have to try to figure out what to do and what to say next. We
No.
hold it every step of the way. But what you're talking about was you had a real estate agent and you had a lawyer kind of in your ear and working on your end that weren't
Yeah.
wholesale friendly. And the thing is that 98% of people in this industry, lawyers and real estate agents, they don't understand wholesaling. So if they don't do it the right way, the deal can fall apart. But that's where, we have everything lined up from lawyers, real estate agents, everything you need to be able to make sure that a beginner never gets stuck or loses a deal.
And that was a nice thing is because our real estate agent and our lawyer, neither one of them were investment savvy.
Mhm.
Right.
It was just real estate. Like it wasn't investment real estate or looking at it as potential profit and growth and development.
Yeah, they
It
just
was
didn't get
just
it.
strictly, okay, you're buying a house, right? Like they
Mhm.
didn't care about all the extra, and that's where you were really helpful coming in and saying, okay, this and that and what walking through it. It was very, very helpful.
Right. So you hit on something big is that most real estate agents and lawyers, they're just focused on consumer deals. And a consumer
Mhm.
deal is totally cookie cutter, basically. It's mom
Okay.
and pops are buying a house, they're getting traditional A lender financing. But in this case, with you guys, it was basically um, an off-market deal for investment purpose. So most people who have bought a house in the past, they if they try to use the same real estate agent and the same lawyer that they used when they just bought their house, and that's not an investment focused agent and lawyer, they can really do a lot of harm to the deal and make it. The point being is that you have to connect with professionals to
Mhm.
who understand investments and that sort of thing, and that's what we specialize in, is helping people getting started, getting connected to the right investment focused real estate agents and lawyers.
And that's what helped too is with the ARV, like the appraisal with Sarah. I know Sarah does most of your appraisals, and just going through and reading through the appraisal and understanding it and understanding, the after repair value and where she's getting the numbers from and the square footage and everything
She
else.
even explained to us
So
like how she comes up with her number about
yeah,
the
with
square footage and yeah, and the number of rooms and the location and if it's on a
So
road or
isn't
not.
that amazing how like she's just a gem? So for everybody,
right.
when we bring a property to market and if you come to buy a property off us, we always get an appraisal done, and our appraiser is approved by our lender. So we have
Mhm.
lenders that will fund the deals and we have appraisers that work together. And not only that, the appraiser, she's a renovator, a flipper herself, and she's willing to spend as much time with any of one of our clients who's buying a house from us to get them pointed in the right direction. And then the lenders that we have, they are also tried and tested renovators and flippers who understand our point of view. They're not just Joe Mortgage
Mhm.
Broker who doesn't understand what we're trying to do. They've done what we do, and so they basically will hold your hand every step of the way.
Yeah, it's funny because the first, we were more worried about, oh my God, how are we going to get this money? What are we going to do? That was probably the easiest
Yeah.
part of the entire process. was
It really
getting the
was.
money. I mean, people are like, oh my God. And I'm like, no, that was literally the easiest process of the everything,
Always the hardest part
you
is
know, for the first
finding the
mortgage
deal.
and finding the, you know,
But that's where
and
you come
everything
in.
else. But
But hold on though. You had a deal that was half of the after renovation value. There was
Yes,
$500,000 of equity in the deal.
crazy.
Is
and
spread.
then
Yeah.
your investor was able to use that extra $118,000 we had to cover most
Right.
of our 20% down payment.
Okay. So
Because of the repair, the as is value to what we paid, they
Right.
were able to finance on the as is value, not what we paid,
Mhm.
right. So
which was amazing.
for everybody watching, so when you go to a traditional A lender banking institution, they always use the purchase price as they use the purchase price. And when they use the purchase price, you always have to put a down payment down. But when you go to our lenders, because they are investor focused, they're able to use the appraisal. When they use the appraised value, not the purchase price, it works like this. If you have a property, let's say like they did, that they got it for $500,000, but the as is appraisal was 620,
Mhm.
that means there's $120,000 of equity that they don't have to put down as a down payment. They literally factor in that it's below. I've done deals like this with literally $0 down, and sometimes I've even been paid up to $100,000 on closing when we can structure deals like this. I totally forgot about that aspect of it. Thanks for bringing
Yeah.
that up.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and that's what was great was like when you find out like, hey, if this will work and then we get more money in our pocket in the back end, why not?
Mhm.
Right?
It was a great deal. It
Yeah.
is a great
It
deal.
is a great deal and it's
It
going to
is.
be on the market soon.
Yes.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing when you sell it. It's gonna be we'll
Oh,
have a party.
Yes.
Sonya will have to send you up to where we are right now with
Yes.
she has a video done of like before when we bought it to when we're halfway through demolition and to where we are today.
Absolutely. Well,
So
I'm really proud of you guys. You did your first flip. You learned a lot along the way, and thank you. And do you have any
Big
closing
learning
words?
curve. My goodness.
oh, thank you.
Thank
We
you so
can't wait
much.
for the next one.
Awesome. That's what we're gonna show. I'm gonna show you another deal right now, as a matter of fact.
Excellent.